If you feel like you've spent your entire life living for your family, living for your business, living for your wife, living for your parents, and you feel like you're nowhere close to your full potential, living the life that you actually want, then listen to this story. Because my client Rajiv was the same. He was smart, he was capable, but he was quietly stuck in a smaller version of himself. So when Rajiv first came to me, he said, Jay, I've got big dreams. I've got big goals, but I keep saying to myself that I'll do it later. I'll do it later. I'm going to start tomorrow. I'm going to start tomorrow. Classic high functioning procrastination behavior. And so what we uncovered through our process is that the problem wasn't in Rajiv's dreams. The problem was in his container, his belief in how much he was allowed to hold. So he worked on expanding this container for him, not through motivation, because that's bullshit, but through awareness, through ownership. His first job was to learn to sit with that discomfort instead of going to family or to friends to get that validation. Instead, spend that time having difficult conversations, difficult contemplations, facing the reality of what the hell was going on, facing his fear head on. He realized that he had spent most of his life taking care of the people around him, his family, his friends, his parents, his wife, his kids, but he didn't really give himself the same level of importance, the same worth as that he gave to everything else in his life. He was the oxygen mask for everyone else. At the same time, his own tank was running on empty. That's when things changed for him. That's when things flipped for him. He started saying no when he meant no. He started investing in himself. He started putting in time in himself, energy, money towards his own growth instead of focusing on other people all the time. And what he was afraid of? That he would lose other people's respect, he would lose other people's love. The opposite happened. He started gaining even more respect. He started gaining even more love. People who once took him for granted now started listening to him. He didn't need to shout, he didn't need to prove anything. He just knew. And that is the quiet confidence of someone who's living in their own skin, who's decided to stop playing it small. See, if you're playing it small, it's not because you lack the drive or the motivation to do something. It's actually because you're on this journey, but you've got the handbrake on. The guilt of asking for too much, or the judgment that you're not good enough, or just putting everyone else and their needs above yours. But here's the truth: you cannot lead other people powerfully without first leading yourself. So it's time to expand your own container. Believe that you can hold more, that you can do more, because your next level isn't going to come from more effort. It's only going to unlock once you give yourself the permission. Rajiv stopped asking for permission. He decided that his time was here and now. And if you're watching this and you're thinking, that's me, it's my time, maybe it is. Because the thing is, the day you decide to stop playing it small is the day that the world decides to start taking you seriously. If you're somebody that is struggling with playing it small, if you've decided that now is the time for you to play it big, I have a gift for you. There's a link in the description below which will take you to an assessment that will tell you the reason why the fears, the subconscious program that's been running, that's keeping you stuck. Go to that link, do the assessment. At the end of that assessment, you'll get a report. And that report will tell you everything that you need to know, including what step you need to take next. This is Jay, and I'll see you soon.